Hello Aquarius, Elsie here to do a weekly reading for you. How are you, Aquas? Thank you so much for clicking here. We are talking about a little bit of retrograde and what is going on with that. So look, retrogrades always come up because they encourage us to reconsider a few things, right? And whether something that you have been avoiding or something that shows up does deserve a second chance or not, right? So it really does, it creates a reconsideration situation. Some things can come back from the past and ask you, do you really want this? Do you want us to give it a second chance? So that's what we're talking about, reconsidering. What are you going to be reconsidering through this retrograde, which goes on for a long damn while, right? Till about the 23rd or 24th of July, and then we have the post-shadow period to go through as well. So let's find out. Let's find out what could possibly be going down with you and what you might be reconsidering, Aquarius. If you are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or Jupiter, there might be something here for you. Tell me about Aquarius, please. Tell me about Aquarius. This retrograde is in Cancer, which is kind of your mortal enemy, right? It feels it's going to bring feelings to the surface. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Hang on. Yeah, I did drop a couple. Hang on. Sometimes feel like I need to dive. Sometimes I'm over it. All right. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. We've got the 10 of Cups. Okay, Charlie just said happiness is overrated. Emotional happiness is overrated. That's what it looks like here. Ace of Cups in the reverse, 10 of Cups in the upright. What else do we have? We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're more a fan of practicality, friend. Stability, practicality. You know, the thing is that you are a fixed sign, right? Aquarius is a fixed sign, which means that given enough information, you will change your mind. But you're probably one of the most fixediest signs, I would say, of all of them, because you're so hell-bent on doing the thing that you want to do, even if it ends up ends up burning everything down at the end. You don't care. You're the phoenix, right? So the Queen of Pentacles is here. I feel like somebody here does feel like happiness is overrated, but it feels like also you might be feeling like the Queen of Pentacles, that stability is overrated. You might be happier with money, possibly, feeling like emotional things are just overrated because you know, you can set your watch by the Queen of Pentacles. That's solid, grounded, moving slow. It's very practical. We've got all the details. It's numbers. It's not water. And I feel like you just don't trust water. You would rather trust things that are pentacle-like, practical. Yeah, tell me more. We've got the Hanged Man. Yeah, it does feel like there is sort of I feel like you've tried to look at the 10 of Cups every which way possible. It feels like, you know, the Hanged Man is like looking at it from a different perspective. But I think you've exhausted all the perspectives. It feels like you've exhausted all the perspectives and you're just putting all of that emotional stuff on hold. There's something here that did not make you emotionally happy. Not even the 10 of Cups. And so it feels like with the 6 of Wands, you feel like you would have more success or feel worth more if you had more money, if you worked harder. It feels like somebody here is turning their back on the emotional stuff for now. It's not forever, although a fixed sign will look at it like it is forever. But I feel as though I feel like you're a really soft heart, though. That's the thing. I feel like you are protecting your heart because you're a soft heart, but like a hard candy coated one, a hard ass but a soft heart. That's what it feels like. We've got I think that's the perfect way to look at it. All the Aquariuses I know are like this, and we at least if it's in the sun sign, the personality, we've got this Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you'd rather have victory in money, stability. Yeah, that's what it feels like. We've got the High Priestess energy. I just said Piscean energy, right? Because we've got 2 here that are Piscean. You know what it feels like? You're having a struggle with your intuition. It feels like your third eye is open. It feels like you're really quiet about the struggle. I don't think that you're telling anybody because you're not a broadcaster. You don't need to jump on social media to tell everybody what's going on in your life, right? You're kind of private. And it feels like you are having some sort of a private struggle, because I feel as though you need something you can count on. And I think what you can count on is things in the 3D, things that have numbers attached to them, or something you can plan in the future and then go for it, and you know that it's going to be there when you get there. It feels like you need a victory. I feel like other people around you are kind of looking at you as though this is your ego talking. I don't think it is. I feel like with the High Priestess here, I think it's your intuition informing your ego that it's time to step into fire energy and go. It's time to get some sort of a success or a victory. Because it feels like you've come from a place where you had to fight to get out of. I'm seeing someone in my mind's eye climbing out of a pit of mud. Like, it feels like there's been something, maybe a dark night of the soul. Maybe it was a broken relationship or something emotionally hurt you. Because the Ace of Cups is in the reverse. So it does feel like there is something going on here. You're like, I just need a win. I just need a bloody win. And if it's going to just be money that I'm going to be winning at, then that's what I'm going to win at. So the High Priestess is here. I think you're keeping something quiet as you sort of look at something with perspective. I think you're putting relationships or emotional things on hold. Tell me about the Ten of Cups. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's in a wobble for you here. It's something that is not a sure thing. It feels like it was your decision to get into something that was emotional, and I feel like it fell apart. It wobbled. And I think you got out before the wobble ended up being the end of it, right? Before it ended. I think that you got out when you started feeling the earth move under your feet, when you started feeling the wobble, you got the hell out of there. The Death card is in the reverse. It feels like it wasn't necessarily over, I'm going to say, but I think you called it. You called it and said, no, this is my decision. I'm going to leave before it actually crashes and burns. I think you were getting out of a situation that you knew was failing emotionally, and I feel like you decided to leave before we got to a place where we were doing character assassination. And then we have the Five of Wands. Look, it also could feel as though somebody here wasn't willing to change. Maybe it's you, maybe it's them. But it feels like it might have been somebody that you were living with, someone at one point that you had a lot of celebratory fun with, but then it turned into this Five of Wands, which is now I'm fighting to stay here. Now I'm fighting for the happiness. It feels like something started out really good and then took a fast decline. So the Five of Wands is, I feel, because you are loyal as a fixed sign, it feels that you didn't want things to change. The Death card in the reverse is avoiding transformation. So I don't know if you were avoiding change or they were avoiding change, but it feels like things began to wobble and you didn't wait for the end, or you didn't wait for the change to show up. But you did, in fact, I think, battle with yourself, probably inwardly. You battled with yourself as to whether you should go or not. It's like when a network leaves on a high note, when they decide that the 13th episode or the 13th series, the 13th season of the series is going to be the last season, because they want to go out on a high note. They don't want people to say, oh yeah, that thing just crashed and burned and we just stopped watching. Yeah. So I think that you're going with something solid, something you can count on. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's building something. I feel like you're at a place where you want to feel your worth. We've got the Emperor energy. We've got the Moon. And we've got the Sun. So something changed overnight, friend. Now, I don't think the situation itself changed overnight. I think it was a slow decline. But it also feels like the Emperor decided, I've given away enough. I'm now taking back my energy and I'm making decisions based on what I want. It feels like you changed your mind in a second. Overnight. It's like one day you were like death in the reverse. I don't know if I should go, beating yourself up. I don't want to be the bad one. I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the bad girl to end this whole thing. But you saw everything was wobbling and you knew you had to make a decision, Two of Pentacles. But the Emperor being here, whether you are the feminine or the masculine Emperor, it feels like you stepped into the energy of ownership. I own my life. I get to decide this is my path, And it feels like something was revealed overnight. So there was a breakthrough of sorts. It feels as though you might have been in the moon energy for a while, in this place of illusion. Yeah, if I wait, it'll get better. I'm just going to wait here. It'll get better because you're loyal. And I feel like you really don't like change as much as maybe a water sign or maybe Sagittarius. But the moon energy, Cancer, right? We are definitely in Cancer retrograde. So, Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and then the sun comes out, and this is literally the sun breaking through the wall. So it does feel like there's a breakthrough, or something is revealed to you that gives you clarity about the moon energy. Things were not as they seemed. There was not as much happiness here as you thought there would be. And it feels like the Ace of Cups being in reverse tells me it starts to fall off the shelf emotionally first. So the Emperor is taking their power back. Feels like I'm going to build my own empire. And I think you start with the Queen of Pentacles energy here. Feeling your worth. I want to feel my worth again. I want to build something that is going to have staying power. The Three of Pentacles is here. Yeah, it feels like it's time for you to build. I'm going to say that you want to try again, but this time it feels as though you're going to build it by yourself, because the Queen of Pentacles is very independent on her own or his own. And it feels like the Three of Pentacles tells me I'm going to try and build again. I'm going to build a firmer foundation, and I'm probably going to find a group of people that I can partner with. I feel like you're done with the Cups, but you're okay with the Pentacles. So I don't think you want another relationship right now, but I think you're willing to find a new community, a group of people. You need cooperation and collaboration. You need someone to stimulate the mind. And, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn would be your group, because those people are smart and practical and are also kind of drawing a hard line when it comes to if you feel taken advantage of, they're just going to walk away as well. The Queen of Swords is here. Yeah. You need a group of people that you can speak your mind with, be honest with. And I think that's sometimes something that that possibly you might struggle with, Aquarius, because you really just want to say it. Look, I just don't want to candy coat it. I'm just going to say it to you. And if you can't take it, if you choose to be offended by that, then go ahead. Be offended by that. But the Wheel of Fortune is here. I think you have big plans. And I think the Wheel of Fortune is here to shake things up, saying it's time for you to expand. It's time for you to have some adventure. It's time for things to change. I think that you are listening more to the universe, one ear up to the universe, High Priestess, right? I think you're listening more than you think. Maybe you feel like this is all independent energies, but I feel like you're following the path that you set out for yourself before you came here to Earth. It feels like destiny rolls up and says, okay, Queen of Swords is here. You got to find a group that you can be really honest and truthful with, a very practical group that is willing to collaborate on your ideas rather than telling you that what you're saying is wrong, because you know it's not wrong. The Queen of Swords is not wrong. Queen of Swords is also somebody who is not going to take a hard-ass line. He's not going to take a hard line on what they say. This person will tell the truth. They'll be honest and truthful, but they're not here to hurt your feelings. This person is just really talking about the truth. I feel like you find the truth is that your destiny is here and that it's time for your cycle to move forward. Yeah, it does feel like you're changing your mind about something. And I think what you're changing your mind about is that that you have to put up with this failing emotional energy. I feel like you may have been in a committed connection, or it feels like it was a Ten of Cups thing. So it could be a family. Maybe you were living in the same area as your family, like mom, dad, sister, brother. But it could be that the Ten of Cups is, I feel like you just don't believe in this kind of happiness right now. Right now, I don't think you do. The Hanged Man is here with the Five of Cups. Is here with the Four of Swords and the Five of Swords. Look, 5, 5, and 5. Something is changing quickly. The Four of Swords is here. So I feel like you're going on a healing journey. Look, you might decide to just pick up and go somewhere. You might just go to the other side of the world. It feels like the Five of Swords is you've been fighting this healing for a long time, because it feels like that going with your perspective or sacrificing the Ten of Cups could be something you might regret in the past, in the future. It feels like the Four of Swords tells me, though, but I need the healing. I need the healing. I'm tired of worrying. I'm tired of worrying about what my words say to others and whether they feel butthurt about everything that I say. I think you just need a break, friend. I think that's what it feels like. You just need a break from people who are around you who take emotional offense to every damn thing that you utter. I think your intuition is telling you, go get the victory. Go get it. It's time to sacrifice something here. If it's not working for you, it's not worth keeping. I think that you are going to sacrifice or let go of something here, the Hanged Man being here, but I think that you're wondering if you will regret it in the future. Tell me what you want. What's the Six of Wands here? What is your victory, friend? It is Seven of Swords. It's the Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. I think you just want to be single. I think you are looking for your own confidence, something that you can... I think you want to focus on yourself is what it feels like. I'm tired of focusing on everybody else and bringing things for everybody else. The Seven of Pentacles tells me you waited and waited and waited and you didn't say anything. Seven of Swords is concealment. It felt like you were lying to yourself. Why am I waiting here? Why am I waiting here? I feel like you were waiting for something to change. And I don't think anything changed. I think what happened is you just became more confident about what you really want to do, what you want to build, how you want to build it, and you don't want to check in with anybody. That's what it feels like here. Look, we're going to go into the extended, and if you're interested in being in the extended to see how I pull this apart, because it looks like there's a lot of questions here. I've created a lot of questions, and so we're going to try and get some answers for you. And I will put down 3 cards here, and we'll see what else we're going to be talking about when we go into the extended. This could possibly end up being some advice or what might happen next. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Knight of Swords. Wow, being very brave, saying something very bravely. I think you're just going to say to someone here, I think I am just going to move along here. Page of Wands. I need some excitement in my life, and I'm tired of managing everyone else's emotions. I'm tired of any time I do something, I've got to check in with your emotions first. That's what it feels like. So if you want to come into the extended, we're going to be there. We go to the membership area for the extended. And I'm going to clarify everything that's here. If you're interested in going to the extended, please go to the pinned comment, which is right under this video. It is the membership area if you're interested in the membership. There is also a link there for Hypsee. There is a private read going on, and you guys are responding. Holy man, I am reading hard every day. I tell you, I spent the whole day reading private reads yesterday. So if you're interested in a private read, there's a 10% off coupon or code, I would say, in the pinned comment. It is Celebration 2026. I just wanted to say happy 4th of July, happy Canada Day. This is the month that we celebrate all of that. And so I just wanted to create a 10% off a deal on that. This reading for the pre-records only comes around every 2 or 3 months. And, well, 3 or 4 months lately. But also I do live readings, and so those are always on sale, regardless of whether the pre-records are on sale. So please go look at my packages and prices and see if there's anything there that you want. If you're a person who is already a member of my membership group, please know that there is a little extra something regarding the sale that is on the community board there. So if you have any questions about that, then there's an email address there, and you can email me. We've got the Queen of Wands. There you go, friend. Independent. You're going to get what you're going to get. And, you know, I feel like you are somebody who doesn't care if you fall down. I feel like you are resilient. You've done this before, and you've been on your own. I think you almost get to a place where you start to be in a place where you're trying to compromise everything until finally you're like, that's enough. I own my life. This is my life. I'm supposed to be able to do what I want. I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, you know what to do. I'd love to see you there. But if not, that's okay, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Aquarius, take care of you. Bye-bye.